right, we're back with another episode of It's That Easy. This time we're talking college basketball. What are we? This is Tuesday night for Wednesday night's games. We're looking at Wednesday night's games. Joined by my co-host today, guest co-host Andrew. How you doing, Andrew?
Pretty good, Rob. How are you, man?
I'm good. Man, I'm excited about these games. It seems like every night there's really good games. You know, I mean, some of them that we talked about that we didn't put on here, like Michigan plays in a little bit. Arizona plays here. Iowa State plays tonight. They play some bad teams. That's why I didn't put them on here. But yeah, like even those guys are playing tonight. So it's like all the top 25s are playing tonight, you know. So
yeah. Well, I like that you made it challenging for us.
That's right. That's
kind of a more difficult game.
Yeah, you can't have it easy
on here.
Man.
Yeah.
Can't have it easy. So I know it is that easy, but we can't have it that easy. So
right.
So cool. So if you're watching, like and subscribe, we greatly appreciate that. But yeah, let's jump into these games. So these are the games for February 25th. So tomorrow night's games. So we'll start off with St. John's at UConn. So I think when I went from football to basketball, one of the first games was UConn at St. John's. And UConn was like number one at the time. I was like, oh, yeah, UConn will cover that at St. John's beat them by like 10 points, you know. So I was like, wow. So that was a good shocker, you know, as my intro to college basketball there. So you got numbers on this game that you're looking at?
Yeah. So, you know, what I found interesting. So St. John's hasn't lost a game since January 3rd. I thought that was kind of interesting. That's almost 2 months straight of basketball being played that they haven't lost.
Yeah.
So let's see what else I got here. The UConn has some impressive wins this season, but two of their three losses have been at home. So I think I actually like St. John's to cover here. They're coached by a good, proven coach. He's got a long record.
Is that Patino or is that Yeah. Dang, that guy looks old. I hate to say it, but he looks really old, man. Yeah. But he's a good coach.
He's a good coach, yeah. So I like St. John's to cover here.
You know, I was looking at that. Even though, so defensively, St. John's gives up 71 points a game. UConn only gives up 66. I feel like UConn wants the game to be like 70-60, right? Where St. John's is like, oh no, we're going to score like 80 and we'll give up 70 on you there. But yeah, I agree with you. That 5-0, well, yeah, they haven't lost in a while. Their last 5 games, they've won pretty impressively, and they've beat some good teams, including Connecticut, like 5 games ago. And Connecticut has lost. They lost to Creighton. I was like, how'd you lose to Creighton at home? You know, so, and I think that Villanova game was kind of close too that they won. So for that reason, I'm going to change it up here so they look kind of fancy. St. John's, I got St. John's to cover 4.5 points. So that should be good. There's your underdog pick too. You know what I mean? So.
I like my underdog picks.
Yes, I've seen your picks last couple of weeks. You've actually done pretty good. BYU has been your friend, you know. So BYU, you had Arizona. Did you have Arizona over Houston? Yeah. So you had some good underdog picks. So so hopefully you keep that trend for the next game here, because we got Florida coming to Texas. Come on, Florida. Let's see. Let's look at those records here really quick. Florida comes in number 7. They're 21-6, 12-2 in the SEC. The Longhorns are 17-10, 8-6 in the SEC. The bad part is the Longhorns are coming off a loss to Georgia, and Florida's like, we're not losing. They've been winning. They've been killing people, like beating them in double digits. You know, like every week, every game. Texas has been pretty good at home. So they beat LSU at home. They beat Ole Miss at home. They beat South Carolina at home. And they played Georgia probably 5 or 6 games ago, and they beat Georgia at home, or, you know, in Austin as well. So I'll let you give us your numbers, because I have a feeling I know where you're going with this game. So
I mean, this is, in terms of points per game, you know, they're pretty evenly matched.
Yes.
Same defensively. They give up about the same amount of points as well.
Yep.
I think you had this. You mentioned this earlier, that Texas has a little bit better 3-point field goal percentage, but you know, the Gators are hot. They've won 12 of their last 13. I think Texas is a tough team, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of people if they make the tourney. But I think they're still fighting for that, one of those last spots. You know.
Yeah.
So I think Florida covers this. at 6.5 points. And
6.5.
I mean, yeah, they have a point guard named Boogie. I mean, how can you bet against that?
Yeah, that's a basketball name if I ever heard one, man. So yeah, and I think they played last month, and I'm pretty sure in Florida, and Florida beat them by like 15 points. I saw the same things you did. I did like the 3-point shooting. Texas has a better field goal percentage, 50% to 47%, so that's pretty good. Defensively, like you said, they're about the same. I think Florida scores quite a bit more. Do they score more than Texas? Yeah, they're
about evenly.
Yeah, they're about even.
86,
and so
85,
for that reason, and because I feel like I've learned my lesson over home cooking over the last couple of weeks, because man, I have been burned big time over the last 2 weeks trying to go with the favorite at on the road. I'm gonna go. Come on now, there we go. Texas to cover the 6.5 points. Now I'm not saying they win, but I didn't say they lose. But I do like them to cover 6.5. Keep it close. Never know. So, but we'll see how that goes for them. So here's one. These two teams are not ranked, but for some reason, like they're just dogs. These teams, man. Like they're kind of good. They're kind of gritty. Iowa is 19-8. Ohio State 17-10, and I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Well, but they're gritty, but they don't win a lot. They don't win all their games. They've lost.
They keep them close.
They're the team. Like, man, they almost won that week. They almost won. Yeah. And then I looked at those numbers. See, Iowa gives up 65 points per game. They said that's top 12 in defense in the nation. So that's pretty good. Yeah. Ohio State gives up 73. Yeah, do you look at any numbers, any other numbers when you're looking at this game?
This one, I looked at those. I looked at, Ken Palm ratings. You got Iowa at 26 and Ohio State at 36. So they're pretty, Iowa just outside the top 25.
Yep.
Ohio State not too far behind them. I think you're right, though. I think Iowa's just a strong defensive team. They're at home. To me, strong defense playing at home. It's probably going to be a low-scoring game.
Yep.
But I think Iowa covers here. At least I have Iowa to cover.
Okay.
The 6.5 points based on their strong defense and their home court advantage.
Yeah, and so I like Iowa. I think I lost last week on Iowa betting on them, but I have won a couple of those. And I also lost on Ohio State. And I just feel like I think Iowa wins. But I think they win by like 2 points, or it's going to be like a 2 or 3 point.
It's going to be a close game.
Yeah, close game, and because of that, I got Ohio State to cover. Yeah, I think I've been burned too much by the home teams that I'm like I'm a little gun shy with those home teams there, man. So here's one that you don't talk about a lot. I know that this is Gonzaga's conference. They've dominated that conference. But this is funny too. Santa Clara against St. Mary's. Santa means saint. So you could actually be playing. We could be watching St. Clara versus Santa Maria. I don't even know. Maybe what country you're watching them from. So, But Santa Clara is 23-6. So that's really good. They're not ranked, and St. Mary's is 25-4. So those, to me, those are good records. Like Texas doesn't have that record. Iowa doesn't have that record. Ohio State doesn't have that. So those are impressive records to me. So I put these guys on here, and they're playing at St. Mary's. And here's the thing I like about these West Coast games: they're always late. So I know one of my rules is don't chase. But man, if you lose early and you're like, I need to make some money, look to the West Coast because there's gonna be some games on. So. I
think the start time for this one's at what, 10?
10 o'clock, 10 o'clock our time. Yeah, early. So if you're looking to pick that game, what are you looking at?
I think St. Mary's is again another defensive team. I think if you look at all their games, they're pretty somewhat low scoring, right?
Yeah.
Santa Clara though won the earlier matchup a couple weeks ago, about last month. So that makes it interesting.
Yeah.
But I think, St. Mary's being at home, I have them covering at the 5.5 point spread, but I expect it to be another low scoring and close matchup, similar to the Iowa-Ohio State game.
Yeah. When I look at Santa Clara's scores, they score in the 80s and 90s, right? They're And then when I look at St. Mary's, they score in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, so something's going to give. I agree with you. I think it's going to go to the more of the bottom 80s and 70s. And St. Mary, I think they cover as well. What's funny is when I looked at the stats, like I said, hey, tell me the important stats for this game. It just kept coming out. Apparently, they're like a top 5 rebounding team, top in defensive rebounds. So yeah, okay. Apparently, if you're playing the game just on rebounds, yeah, St. Mary's going to kill you because they're good. So we'll see how that goes for them.
And they're usually a tough team too. Come tourney time,
they are. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, they're going to be a tough team. Yeah. We'll just see of those records. I'm going to be interested to see, like, if you have a 22, 25 win season, do you make the tournament? And you're not ranked. So if that's the case, there's going to be at least 3 teams from that conference. So I was really trying to find a 5th game to put out there. These 2 teams are pretty evenly, at least the record-wise, they're even. I'm not a fan of the Aggies, but, that's all right. But I have the Aggies going to Arkansas. Aggies are 19-8, surprisingly. For some reason, Texas let them have a better record than us. But Arkansas is 20-7, and even their records in the SEC is 10-4, and Aggies are 9-5. What did you see anything that stood out in this when you're looking at these stats?
No, I think they played who was it, Alabama a couple of nights ago when they went into double overtime.
Oh, Arkansas, yeah.
Arkansas, yeah. They have that kid I think his name is Cuff Jr. or whatever. Yep. He scored like 49 points.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come down to that. Arkansas, they're again, you mentioned it earlier. They're one of those gritty teams.
They are.
They're 15-1 straight up as a favorite this year.
Oh, okay.
From what I've seen. So, and they dominate at home, and I think they have a little bit of a shooting advantage in terms of field goal percentage. So, I like Arkansas here. The 7.5 points is what gets me.
Yes.
But I'm gonna take the spread, and I'm gonna take the over at 170 and a half because I think it's gonna be a higher scoring game.
Yeah. I think when they lost to Alabama, they scored 232 points together. Yep. And I think they actually should have won that game.
Yep.
When I looked at this game, they both score about 88, 89 points. They both give up 78 points. So it's like they're the same team, So, yeah. And I'm with you at home, being the home team. I'm thinking Arkansas covers as well. But here's how I think they're going to cover. We're going to have this on video, so if it happens. I think it's a close game, and then at the end, A&M's fouling them. They hit their free throws. A&M misses. They foul them again, hit their free throws. It goes from a 2 or 3 point game to like a 9-point game, and you're thinking like, wow, they whipped them by 9 points. It's like, no, they just shot better free throws at the end of the game, So.
All right, you heard it here first.
Yeah, so here's the exciting part. Is like there's so many good games. I was looking at Thursday's games. Just a couple of good games for Thursday, and then Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday is another, a whole list of really, really good games coming up. So, but yeah. So let me ask you this. So I had put some rules of the road the other day, and I was like, I'm going to leave those out there. Do you have any rules that you go by when you're betting games, like the number or anything that you think like, I better keep it under this or take it easy?
Yeah, me personally, I don't bet very much on the games, right? To me, I do it as more of a something to do to have fun, right?
Gotcha.
I'm able to sit at home, watch the games, put a little money on it, try to win, right?
Gotcha.
But I think that's mainly it. Other than I'm a big underdog guy, I think.
Yes.
And home field, give me the underdog at home.
I like it.
That's kind of what I look for.
Yeah, except for Texas, you didn't like that one, but other than that, that's okay. That's all right. I'm okay with it.
Florida to me is a surprising team. They got some potential to repeat this year. I think
they really do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like Texas to win, but I gotta pick Florida on that.
Yeah. If you got to go, yes, I learned that
I'm
one.
Trying to win.
What's that?
I'm trying to win some money. So.
Yes, I was gonna say I should have put that on. Like, don't bet with your heart. One of my lessons learned from football was don't bet your team. Like, don't bet on the team you like, because that is the worst. That's the hardest thing to do. Yeah. Honestly, like, I don't bet on Texas every week, especially like this one. That's going to be I pick them to cover, but I probably won't put money on them because that is a scary one for me. Florida is really, really good. If they're playing anybody else at home, I'd probably put money on them, but not Florida. So, well, cool, man. So will you bet 5 times in a day, or you just pick the game? Yeah.
I won't do any more than, a couple bucks on each,
right.
On each pick. But yeah, certainly.
One thing if you're only going to put a couple bucks, one thing I like to do is parlay stuff. So like, if you look at this one, right? Let's see, probably like Arkansas, St. Mary, maybe St. John, or one of those. You could parlay 2 or 3 of these, and you can win. Like, that'll give you, if you do the cover, it'll give you like 3 or 4 times your amount. Yeah. And then if you like the dogs and you pick the dogs to win, can you imagine? Like the other night, if you had picked Kansas to win, and they were the underdog, and North Carolina to win at home. They were both at home, which is really weird. Like, they're good teams at home, underdogs. Like, that would actually pay you like 4 times, 3.5 to 4 times your bet. So so that's pretty good. Well, good deal, man. So if you're watching, please like and subscribe. Every time you like the video, it just tells the algorithm, like, hey, let's keep putting it out there so people can see it. So appreciate that. And also, if you're going to put some bets out there, there's some parlays, there's some underdogs to play, and there's definitely some covers. So any closing remarks on, let's see, these are Wednesday night's games before we move on to the next one next time?
No, just good luck.
Yeah.
Post your picks in the chat.
Oh, that'd be good.
See what we're going up against,
Yeah, I need to do that too.
What everybody's thinking,
Yeah. So appreciate that. Hope everybody enjoys the games tonight. I'm enjoying Virginia to beating up on NC State tonight, so that's a good one for me. Hopefully Miami beats up on Florida State. You said you have something on Arizona or Michigan tonight?
No, I don't have anything on those games. I picked Miami of Ohio, which looks like they pulled off the win there.
Nice.
I had Cincinnati going into Texas Tech.
Beating
Texas Tech. That does not look like it's going to happen. But hey, there's still 8 minutes left, so we could see a miracle.
Hey, they're only down by 14 points, so you never know.
Yeah, it can happen.
I've seen worse.
And then I have Missouri. I have Missouri at home against
at Tennessee
tonight.
Okay.
Yep, straight up.
Sounds good. Well, hopefully, if you got bets tonight, you guys are winning. And if you're looking for some bets for Wednesday, I think we got your picks right here. So, good luck to everyone. Hope to see you guys on the next show, and have fun. We are out.